Hey guys, Jackie from Jack Gets Lost in a Book Haul, and as I've said in all my other videos, I am still sick, so my voice still sounds horribly nasally. I thought I would update you guys on what I'm reading right now. I don't know if I'm not 100% sure if I'll squeeze in another book. I'm currently going to be going out of town next week, and the book I'm currently reading, there's no way I'm gonna get it done in a few days. Because I'm just not one of those readers who, unless it's depending how it's written and like if it's a book if it's a book like this length, then I could get it done in a few days. But the book that I'm currently reading is not like that, and I will get to that in a minute. So let's see. You know what? I should have grabbed the books I was gonna read so I can tell you, so I can have them and won't waste your time. But I didn't think about it. I just wanted to start filming because at 3:30 I have somewhere to be. Oh wait, no, not there anymore. Okay, so I have so far this month I've read 5. I read 5 books. Although Goodreads says I read more, but I kind of cheated because the other book that I marked as read is actually a DNF. And that was To the Lighthouse. I cannot get into Virginia Woolf's writing style. I was very confused. It was just too much for me. I mean, I have a hard enough time reading classics with that kind of writing where it's really close together and the words are really close in really small print. This one was continuous narrative and I just couldn't do it. I was getting lost and everything, and so I DNF'd that. Okay, so let me go grab the books that I read this month. Let's see. Sorry, I know I should have grabbed them and should have been more prepared. Okay, so Hazelwood, that one. Okay, no, the Trainer's Wife. Okay, these are alphabetical. Next is Secret Circle. So C. Okay, let me just stay here. That one is over there. Sorry, you guys. I know I should have been more prepared. Should have grabbed these before I started filming. Darkness is at the bottom. Okay. Okay. So now I have to go over. Actually, I have a new system on my books where, what did I read? I don't think I read that one. Sorry, I have this new system though where I alphabetize my books by title, not by author. Usually in libraries they have it by author, at least when it's fiction. But okay, so let's see. Okay, now I'm here. So sorry about that. I know. People have said if you're gonna be a booktuber, some of the things they recommend are, be prepared and have your stuff with you. But anyway, the first book I read, this month was Cruel Beauty by Rosamund Hodge. And I did a review of this, so I'm not going to really talk much about it, but I really love this version, this retelling of Beauty and the Beast. I know not everybody did, but I thought it was really fascinating, and I love the mixture of Greek and Roman myth with this world. I found it really interesting, and the Beast character reminded me a lot of my favorite male characters. And it was such a fascinating retelling, and I really loved it. I mean, I get where people might not love it, but I personally loved it, and I look forward to reading her other books, like Crimson Beauty, and then I know that she wrote, well, I don't know if I'll read that one, Gilded Ashes, which is a novella, but that's on, well, if I get another Barnes and Noble gift card, then maybe I'll get it off into my Nook. But yeah, I definitely I loved it, and it was a really quick read, and the style was not too hard to follow. I mean, there were moments where I was a little confused, but mostly I enjoyed this book. This is the first book I read this month. And then the next one I read, and this is another one that I did a review for, and that is The Circle by David Eggers. They in the blurbs on the book, they say it's kind of like it's a dystopian, but to me it's more, and someone else, on a reviewer that I watched, actually agreed with me on this, that it's very much the beginnings of a dystopia. It's a very fascinating read. I definitely recommend it. And it's so much scarier than books like The Hunger Games or Divergent, because it's so much more close to home, I feel like. Especially with it being about this internet company that takes over. And now we are living in a society where we spend most of our time on the internet, where we socialize with people mostly on the internet. I mean, I'm so glad that the 3 people I consider my best friends, my inner circle, are, in pun intended, are people I know in person. I've hung out with them in person. And one of them, she lives in a completely, 2 of them I met when I was living in Maryland, and I've known them most of my life. And then one of them is from another state entirely, and this has been ever since I've known her. She's been from this other state, but we make sure to get together every year for Comic-Con type conventions. Like we've been to Awesome Con in DC. We've been to Wizard World. That one we did in Philadelphia, and then last year we went to SuperCon, and we're going to SuperCon again this summer. So I make sure, so we get together every summer in person. We hang out in person. And then one November for Thanksgiving, we were in Florida. And so I did at least 2 of the parks with her at Disney World. So she's a person that I know in person, that I've hung out with in person, even though I met her online. So online friendships can be legitimate, but this one, it's so you need to, especially, a lot of younger readers, I think, need to really read this book, because it really examines how much time we spend on social networks, and if and you have, like, it looks at and examines how much we share on the internet, and makes us question our friendships with people on the internet. Not that it's saying they're not legit, but makes you really think about it. And I've been thinking about it. After having read this book, I'm definitely thinking about it as I spend time doing this kind of stuff and surfing on Facebook. And I do try to lessen, and I was doing this even before I read the book, my time on Facebook, because there's so much drama on there, especially when it comes to, talking about, like, shows and stuff like that I just get stressed out about it. And so I'm definitely trying, even before I read the book, I was trying to lessen my time on Facebook, because most of the time I just talk to this one best friend, that my best friend from Florida. And I do talk to other handfuls of people as well. But especially when I go through and read other people's statuses and some of the things they say and share, I'm like, really? You're gonna get that intimate on there? You know, yeah, these people will show you sympathy and understanding, but are they really, do they really know you? Do they really, not that they don't care. I'm not saying that, of course. It's just, I think people share too much. And then, again, this was before I read the book, and this book confirmed what could happen to our society if we aren't careful. So I definitely think people should check this book out. And Bea Warren, the protagonist, is not very likable. And some of the things that she does, she goes through, some of the things are a bit weird, but I think that's the point. And it's, like I said, it's not like Divergent or The Hunger Games, the heroine is not it's more closer to 1984 than anything. So there's that one. And then I got to start reading, actually, I think I was reading these two at the same time. Actually, no, I think I read this one first. This is the third book in the Lunar Chronicles. It's my favorite one in the series, so this is my second time reading the series. And I love it, and I still love my favorite couple, Thorn and Cress. They are awesome and really sweet. I just love this book, and I love Cress. I mean, I feel like she's the one I can relate to the most in the series. And, I mean, except for her skills with computers and technology and stuff, I do not have those skills. I mean, I have enough to, be able to socialize on the internet and stuff like that, but, I get frustrated, and I always end up making mistakes. I'm prone to download something I shouldn't download in the first place. I'm currently stuck with this system for fixing, computers and things in your computer, like viruses and stuff. And I don't want to buy an updated system or fix it, having to purchase something to fix it. So right now, and I don't know how to get rid of it. So I'm not very computer savvy. So that's that being the only thing we don't have in common. But Cress is adorable, and her little crush on Thorn is adorable, and I love how their relationship becomes not just infatuation, but it becomes a real relationship. They are great, so a good balance together. And not just that, but so many things happen in this book. They introduce a winter in this book, and at the end of it, and both Cinder and Kai take action in this book, take some serious actions, and they start a war essentially in this book. It just a lot happens in this one. And I love this one. This is my favorite of the series. Okay, so next I read The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert, and this is another one that people have mixed feelings about it. I loved it. I love the fairy tale aspect of it, how the author created kind of her own dark fairy tales. This is another book where the protagonist is unlikable, I feel like. But I personally like her because she's unlikable, if that makes sense. And it's a very good, I feel like it's a very good book and a good starting point because I think this is actually going to be a series. It's very creepy and whimsical at the same time. And I definitely, and again, another one that I recommend reading. And I did do a review on this one as well, or at least shared my thoughts on the book. So the last book I finished that I read is Gathering Darkness, the third book. This is another book in a series, another third book in a series. The Fallen Kingdoms by Morgan Rhodes. This is such a cool series, and it's a lot easier to get into than Song of Ice and Fire series, which I also love too. But that series is very dense, and it's a lot. But this one is a little more simplified, but it still has the same elements of Song of Ice and Fire: blood, gore, a tiny bit of genuine romance. Although I feel like this has more romance than Song of Ice and Fire series. It's very dark. There's, magic and multiple perspectives. And it's just such a fascinating read, and I'm really enjoying the series. And I'm definitely looking forward to reading Frozen Tides, but I'm going to wait for a little while before I get into that, because I do need to buy Crystal Storm and Immortal Rain, which is the last book. The last one just came out. This third book is so intense and so fascinating, and all the characters are so fascinating. I just love them more and more. And that, it's just a great book. So, I am currently, I gave Cruel Beauty 45 out of 50. I'm trying to adapt a new system, a new rating system, but I might, next month I might start being more thorough with it. I'm just getting to know and getting to figure this out and everything. And then I have The Circle is 36 out of 50. Cress is 39 out of 50. The Hazel one, I have 48 out of 50. And Gathering Darkness, I think I put 35 out of 50. 50 being like a good, really great book, an awesome book. So, I'm currently reading this one, the second book in the Shades of Magic trilogy. It's off to a pretty good start. I haven't gotten very far. I just got to the part when Lila has got a new boat and a new crew. And then I also finally went back to reading this, which is the Bane Chronicles, which is basically a bunch of novellas about Magnus Bane, who is one of my favorite characters in the series. I've only read the first one, and now I'm currently in the middle of The Runaway Queen, which is when Magnus is in France during the reign of Marie Antoinette, and he's going to, during the French Revolution, I believe, and he's supposed to, this Count Axel Frisian, has come to him wanting him to use his powers to protect Marie Antoinette and her family, and the royal family. And I don't remember but I think the Count is in either Infernal Devices, and I think he becomes a vampire. But I'm not sure. I just recognize the name. I don't know who, but I think he becomes a vampire. Something. I don't remember. But, and unfortunately, I did donate my books because I didn't know if I would ever come back to them, so I ended up donating them to the used bookstore because the used bookstore needs some more YA fiction. But anyway, so yeah, this is what I'm currently reading right now. I don't know, I might bring some books. I don't know which books I'm going to bring with me when we go visit my sister and my nephews. I keep changing my mind and wanting to, I want to bring The Secret History. And there's so many books that I need to catch up on, and I feel like I need to bring this one as well because, I need to continue reading in this one. But it's so hard because I can't always focus on, but I want to bring more than one book. but I also want to bring books that are more literary or more, not just YA. So I don't know. I don't know which books I'm gonna read, but for now, I'm gonna continue reading this for the next few days. Although I have to work this weekend, and it's gonna be raining on Saturday. Woohoo! Although the good news is I'm only, now that I'm actually following what's in the book for my schedule of all the jobs I have to do, I'm only outside the parking lot for an hour at the most. I think rainy days just affect my mood. I had a couple incidences at work that weren't, it wasn't like I got in trouble or anything or something really bad. There were incidents that kind of annoyed me a little bit. So, I think I was just kind of cranky and irritable last Monday. Yeah, I think it was Monday. Or it might have been Wednesday. Actually, no, it was Wednesday where the incidents that I'm referring to happened. And I think I was already kind of in an irritable mood, and plus, I think I was grinding my teeth the night before, so my jaw was hurting, and, I have this cold, which makes my voice unclear, and and I was still tired and hungry, and because I tried to wait before I, take my 15-minute break to eat a snack. But anyway, so I don't know. So hopefully I'll be able to get some more reading done. I probably will end up having to bring this book with me unless I read a lot of it today. I probably, when I go next door to babysit the little puppy, I might bring it with me. I'll probably bring this one with me. But I don't think I'm going to bring this one with me. So I probably need to try to get The Runaway Queen done so I'm not in the middle of it while I'm gone. And then I can, I can just jump into the next story. So, but the good news is these are novellas, so they're short stories, so they're not as long. So but like I said, I don't know what I'm going to bring with me to South Carolina. Not South Carolina, to Virginia where my sister lives. But I might not have really a lot of time to read anyway, because I am, I share the basement with my parents when we stay there. And then during the day, it's kind of hard, with my nephews and stuff, except for when they're, like, napping and stuff. And then there are times where I just want to get on the computer and, But anyway, so that is my current, so it's not exactly a wrap-up, which actually, so I kind of probably won't do a wrap-up. I might just update you guys when I get back, but I probably won't do a wrap-up for March. This will kind of be my wrap-up. I was just hoping that there would be another book that I could get finished, but I don't think with this one, I don't think I'll get it finished, or at least, not in the next few days. I'm sorry, I just can't get a book this length done in a few days. I can't. Not that it's not as bad as reading something like Game of Thrones, but still, it still takes me a while to read these kind of books. So what are you guys currently reading? Are you gonna read any more books this month? Do you guys have TBRs of books you wanted to read this month? So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already and you happen to be passing through, please subscribe to my channel if you liked what you saw. And to quote one of my favorite movies, in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good morning, good afternoon, and good... Dang, I totally messed that up. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. I don't know if that's right, but, if you got what reference, you can tell me if it's right or wrong, because I don't remember. So, I will see you guys later. Alright, bye.